because they just are such arrogant elitists. Continue.
Well, I was going to say how fantastic it's been for people like you and me, because we are the guys who are putting out the truth when the people who are the guardians of the truth are no longer doing their job. You know, we used to rely on newspapers like the Times and so on to be telling us what's going on in the world, and instead their response seems to be to accuse us all of false consciousness. You know, if only the government spend a bit more educating us about global warming, then we'd see the truth, seems to be their line. And this ain't so. I've never come across a greater disjunct between what real people think about something and what the government and the media and so on are telling them to think. It's extraordinary. I think we've got, a divided world. It's like we're living in parallel universes, where on the one hand you've got big government, big oil, big business, the green movement. And on the other hand, you've got ordinary people. We're living in different universes.
That's a key point that you just raised, is that the controlled left always says, oh, you're working for the oil companies if you don't believe in man-made global warming. But then I go look at the main funders. It's big corporations, big oil, the stock markets, who want a new derivative. They don't care if taxes get passed on to the average blue-collar or middle-class worker with a family and bills to pay. I mean, truly, it is the people of the world. And now when you go to any comment page, whether it's YouTube or you name it, literally 90% or more agree with reality. And you've got this 10% telling us we're kooks, we're weirdos, we're crazy. One more example, hundreds of articles a day, literally, announcing global government, announcing world government, but then we talk about it and we get called kooks. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, but that's because the people who are pushing AGW haven't got any arguments or facts on their side. So all they can do is resort to throwing out these accusations. For example, that deniers, so-called deniers, that's to make us look like Holocaust deniers. We are sponsored by big oil. You know, any scientist who speaks out against man-made global warming, they instantly say, oh, well, he's in the pay of the carbon industry. Well, the fact is that the carbon industry and big oil moved out of denialism a very long time ago. They sponsor eco-conferences. They're heavily exposed to the carbon trading market. They see AGW as a big opportunity to make money. That's how big companies operate. So, of course, they're not going to back the side that they think is not being championed.
Wasn't it Ken Lay in the mid-1990s with Al Gore that had a bunch of meetings with oil company execs and explained to them that this was a giant scam, they should jump on board?
That was exactly what Ken Lay said. And I think, people in the financial industries, they don't go in there because they care about Mother Nature or because they want to look after polar bears. They do it because, funnily enough, they want to make money. And whatever they see as the best way of making money is the means that they will choose. I mean, that's the nature of finance. But it doesn't mean to say that they've got rightness or truth on their side. They're just vultures picking over whatever they can.
Well, they certainly are. How do you see the collapse of the mainstream media unrolling? I mean, if they are committing suicide, what is that process going to look like?
I think it's going to be messy, because I think what they're going to do, when they realize the mistake they've made, they are going to start fighting back. And we're already seeing this. Have you noticed, for example, how certain media organizations are now trying to ban people from linking to articles and on news sites?
That's where I was going next, and we're going to come back and talk about that. You've got Australia saying we're going to employ Chinese-style net censorship of political stuff we don't like. The government will decide off of a complaint system. We've got England talking about maybe we should restrict. We've got Canada, the U.S. now talking about it. I agree. They're going to try to shut us up.
Oh, definitely. In in the same way that they're trying to shut down the talk radio stations in America under the fairness doctrine. This idea that because talk radio tends to favour the right rather than the left, because the right have got all the ideas and the left have got none whatsoever, and no one wants to listen to a libtard droning on about his sacco views about the world. So for that reason they decide, oh well, this is unfair. We must get big government to step in. To make
James, stay there. Got to break again. We'll come right back.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
At prisonplanet.com, Steve Watson wrote a story last Thursday titled Death of the Internet, Censorship Bills in UK, Australia, US aim to block undesirable websites. That's a quote. And we have direct links to the secret treaty that's been leaked that the White House confirms that they're secretly negotiating with the EU. We have links to the UK Digital Economy Bill, Clause 11. We have links to the public Chinese-style net censorship. That's what the government calls it in Australia. It's a 10-page article, or no, 9-page article, with links to all the documents. See, that's what we do. We link to all the facts, and the mainstream media engages in lies. We're going to go back to our amazing guest, author, researcher, newspaper writer, James Delingpole, in just a moment. I want to encourage listeners to not procrastinate for Christmas. You can still give a gift of truth, a prisonplanet.tv membership as we fight the prison planet. All 20 plus of my films, my book, Paul Watson's book in ebook format, the last 2 hours of the radio show every day. We simulcast a full television show here with the radio for prisonplanet.tv members, the higher quality podcast with the commercials cut out for prisonplanet.tv members. Go create a username and passcode and give yourself a gift of a prisonplanet.tv membership, $5.95. And you sign up for a year, that's a month, you get it for like $3. So it's 5+ months free when you sign up in the month of December. And 6 computers can simultaneously log on with the same username passcode. So give yourself a Prison Planet membership, and then give your friends and family, 1 or 2 people. I wouldn't give it to more because then it will lock you out if you all log on at the same time. The username and passcode for prisonplanet.tv and an e-card. So it's last-minute shopping. Give them a $5.95 trial membership, or give them a year and save close to half off at prisonplanet.tv. And until the end of the year, we're offering my new film, Fall of the Republic, that exposes how the big banks and others are behind the phony green movement to take over, the entire climate scam fraud. This 2-hour, 24-minute film, you can get it and get a Obama Joker T-shirt that the mainstream media here called to be banned. They said it should be illegal to criticize the president, literally on record. You get one of those shirts free when you get the DVD at Infowars.com and the secure online video bookstore, shopping cart, and all the other books and videos that are there. You can also call toll-free 888-253-3139, and you also fund our operation against these people. We're not funded by the oil companies or by Al Gore and Occidental Petroleum or by Arm & Hammer's empire or by George Soros. We are funded by you, the listener, and our advertisers. And also support authors like James Delingpole, and go to his website, jamesdillingpole.com, or check out his articles at the Daily Telegraph. Okay, going back to our guest, long segment, I want to sit back and let you talk about whatever you think is most important, how they're implementing global governance by stealth through this carbon system, how they're saying we don't care if countries didn't sign on, we're going to start regulating and controlling you. But when we got cut off, you were talking about censorship and how they're openly announcing how great it is to keep everyone safe. And there's been calls for Lord Monckton in major papers in England that he's a climate tyrant and that he should be charged with treason, literally. I mean, you cannot make this level of brazen tyranny up. So, sir, please continue along those lines.
Yeah, well, I think that the AGW scam, the anthropogenic global warming scam, is the big one. You know, I mean, there are other problems in the world, you know, Obamacare and things like that, and Islamofascism obviously is a big problem. But I would say that the issue whose evil creeping tentacles delve into ever deeper recesses of our lives, the really big one, the dangerous beast, is undoubtedly man-made global warming and the industry pushing this idea. Because it is an excuse to tax humanity on a scale never never before envisaged. They are talking, the International Energy Agency reckons that to reduce man-made global warming to a suitable level, it is going to cost $45 trillion. Now, the human mind cannot conceive even what a billion looks like. A trillion is what? Considerably more than that. And where's this money going to come from, and where's it going to go? Well, the place it's going to go is into the pockets of third-world kleptocrat dictators. It's going to go into the pockets of people like Morris Strong, Al Gore, into the pockets of all the people who
we know has been caught with Saddam and others laundering aid money back to themselves.
I mean, this scam is just unbelievable. It's done in the name of environmental righteousness. I think what half of these yogurt-weaving crusty loons supporting the green movement don't realize is that the people they're in bed with are their most vicious ideological opposites. You know, who would have thought that people like, oh, God, I mean, I don't know whether you're familiar with these guys. George Monbiot, have you ever come across him?
Oh, he openly calls for world government, carbon credit, ration cards.